on Module 11, so I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. So today I'm looking at two problems out of Module 11. One is the first one, problem 1, and the second one is problem 4. The first one is using the indirect method, and the second one is using the direct method. So we're analyzing cash, and what we know in the beginning in the first problem is they give us sales, cost of goods sold, wages expenses, rent expense, insurance expense, and then net income. They also give us balances from the balance sheet at the beginning and end of the year for the accounts that we need to consider that will impact cash. What we're going to do is look at the difference between these accounts and how that affected cash. So for example, accounts receivable, the difference in accounts receivable means what? And we're going to look at this column right here when we're doing this. So the difference in accounts receivable means at the end of the year, I have $54,000 in accounts receivable. At the beginning of the year, I had $49,000. So that means I sold more things on account, which means I had less cash as opposed to the people paying me in cash. So that would be minus $5,000. I'm starting with the net income of 173. Then inventory, it looks like we have less inventory than the previous time. So that means it was an increase to cash of 5,000. Here, prepaid insurance, we had more prepaid insurance of 3,000, which means we paid out the cash because we increased the prepaid insurance account. So that would be a minus to cash. The accounts payable, it looks like we have more of an accounts payable than before by 5,000. So that means that's reduced our use of cash. So that's a 5,000 increase. And then the wages payable, at the beginning of the year we had 11,000. At the end we had 4,000. So we paid more of them. So that is a $7,000 decrease, which is 11,000 minus 4,000. So when I add all that up, I get 168,000. Now you'll have different numbers, but that's how it's done. Okay, let's move on to problem 4, which in problem 4 we're doing the direct method. And you can see in this method, this part is given in the problem right here. Okay, all these different cash impacts that we're looking at. Now in the direct method, what we do is we separate it into operating, investing, and financing. So that's cash having to do with those things. So now we're going to go down this list and we're going to look where we should put those, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and start with cash paid to employees and suppliers. That goes under operating, and there it is right here. Cash paid to employees and suppliers, and that's cash paid out, right? So it's a minus, not cash received. Okay, and then we can now go down. That one is not in the operating. That one's not in the operating. That one is not. That's the beginning balance at 2020. The cash received as interest. We are going to, into the operating, we received cash as interest, and that was 4,200. Okay. And then cash paid as income taxes is going to be right here, and that's minus 7,700. I already looked at the cash paid to the suppliers and the employees. Here, cash received from customers right here, that is probably paying, either they're buying stuff from you, you receive cash from them. So that's 135.8. So the total of all of that is a positive 28,700. Now if we go to financing, we see that we received cash from issuing bonds, which is a financing activity. Here it is, right here, this one. And, okay, so I'm on financing now. I skipped investing. I'm going to go back to investing. Okay, cash received from the sale of land is $28,000. This was an investment. That's here, okay. And then cash paid to purchase equipment, investing in assets. That is $62,300. And one is received, so it's positive. One is paid, so it's negative. So the net result is a negative $34,300. And if I go to financing, here's where we cash received. We issued bonds for $21,000. We paid dividends for $11,200. And we acquired treasury stock. And if you go up here, you'll see right here, here's the treasury stock. This is just a big list, and you have to separate it into these categories. So now when we total that up, we get 2,800. We're positive 2,800 here. When we total up the 28,700, the minus 34,300, and the positive 2,800, we get net cash. We're negative 2,800. We had beginning cash of 11,200. Okay, so our ending cash is 8,400. Now that is the direct method. So these are the two methods you'll use, and in the other two problems, 2 and 3, you'll be doing one of each. Okay, so thank you very much. That is Module 11, and I am going to stop sharing and say have a great day and stay cool because it's hot. Okay, talk to you soon. I won't talk to you, but I'll see you online. Thank you.